And now my first guest, I'm really glad he's coming on the show. I'm surprised he actually, to come on, it's cool that he's doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Carpark Records, Todd Hyman.
My first guest on the show. I'm surprised he can actually come on the show, and it's cool that he's doing it. Todd Hyman, Carpark Records.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, yes. This is none other. I'm going to get a little closer. So now, while you were in New York, you started a music showcase night, which ultimately ended up morphing into what is now Carpark Records. Now, how did this happen, and what was that whole situation like?
It was just a bunch of us dudes in the record store wanted to do a DJ night, so we asked the guy at Brownies, which is a club that used to be on Avenue A in East Philly.
How did that turn into Carpark? What were the things that ensued from there?
We had live acts every week as well as DJs, and there were so many cool musicians that I thought it would be really cool to start up a label to feature these artists.
Because you're a DC label, you started it in New York.
Yeah, I've only lived in D.C. for about 3 years. I lived in New York before then.
So now, and I know you had one of our local guys, Ryan Kidwell.
Yeah,
Sex.
we hosted, I think...
Local musician Sex.
Yeah.
I think I can say that we hosted his first show when he was still in high school.
So he was still in high school, and then this was the first time that he ever came out doing his whole rap thing.
Yeah, well, the first show we did was when he was still staring at a laptop kind of thing, and they all had masks on and stuff. But then a year or so later is when he debuted his hip hop persona at the time.
So so from there it kind of escalated into you putting out electronic music, from what I understand. And
there was a whole scene back then, late '90s, early 2000s. Ryan was one of the guys in Kid 606, and there were a bunch of dudes there was a bunch of dudes on the East Coast that were all making music with laptops.
How did it go from being that, which seems primarily electronic music? How did you make the shift to end up having bands like Vacation House, Don Duncan, Hyper Sun Blast, and the Felix Mountain Boys and all that stuff? How did you make that shift into this new thing that you are now? Because it seems distinctly different music. What made you decide to make that?
I like it's music that I like. I didn't start off listening to just electronic music. I listened to indie rock or whatever.
Okay, now, there's an Asian man with a glass of Cabernet in one hand and a gun in the other, and he's wearing a suit. It's kind of like me, and he gives you an ultimatum: get an Indigo Girls tattoo on your lower back, or do an interview with Pitchfork where you say, "Color Me Bad is my favorite band." Color Me Bad is the guys that sing that "I Want to Sex You Up" song. Yeah. The I wanna sex you up.
Yeah.
All night. I wanna sex,
Tick tock, you don't stop.
Yeah. Tick tock, get 'em. Stop to the tick tock. We're in bed. So, which one would you choose?
The interview.
The interview with Pitchfork where you say
I've never been fond of tattoos.
No, but if you get the Indigo Girls tattoo, nobody's gonna see it unless you're with somebody.
Yeah.
So, you like color?
Aesthetically, I just don't like tattoos.
Oh, okay. But you like Color Me Bad? Kind of.
Not especially, but I'd rather say that than get a tattoo.
But then get an Indigo Girls.
I could always retract the statement. You can't retract the tattoo.
You can't retract the tattoo. Now he makes another proposition: record and release a duets album with Kiki D and Scott Stapp from Creed, or be with me in an elevator for 2 hours.
3 cool questions.
That's an obvious choice there.
What's that?
Be in an elevator with you.
You like me? Cool. We're friends. Okay. Simply eat a Reuben sandwich or watch an episode of Paul Reiser's hit show, Mad About You. It's Mad About You is...
If it's a vegan Reuben.
Vegan Reuben. So, wait, are you vegan?
I eat fish, but...
Fish. Wait, no, fish isn't vegan.
No.
Fish is...
Dude, you fucked up.
But
Mad About You's romantic.
No, it's cool. But I wanted to get across the point that you do have a dog, and you're very excited about this dog, and you brought the dog with. I pre-interviewed you in Washington D.C. and you brought the dog, and he was there.
Don't like to leave her at home,
Oh, it's her.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful dog, and I think we have a picture of this dog. Now, what's her name?
Her name is Ivy.
Coming up. What do you have coming up in the next few months? What do you got going on?
Last week we put out a CD by Baltimorean Lester Gonzalez Alvarez.
Lester Gonzalez Alvarez. Now, what did you do? Now, when you say you put out a CD, what is that like? Do you mean it's like so it's in stores? Like I can go and pick it up at like FYE or like Barnes and Nobles, like places like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what does that mean, man?
Todd Hyman.
The first guest, Todd Hyman, owner of Carpark Records. The most influential record in the record business is the Todd Hyman record.
Thank you very much for coming out. And yes, and the new, and I'll have a new Dan Deacon album coming out pretty soon there.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I'm glad we cleared all these things up. You look good with a shave. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye. Okay. It's such a treat when we have somebody like that take time out to come down here and do that. I mean, it's like a big guy, big deal, big thing happening, and it's great for us.
Ed!
Yeah.
Ed! You're
Yeah.
a nice guy, and I like you a lot, but for right now, shut up. I have something I need to tell you.
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
Ed, you know how some people have just different sides to their personality? A person might even need to lead a different life.
Oh my God, you're married.
No, I'm not married. That's not it. Ed, my life is very complex.
Miss me? Nice place you got here. A lot of space. Well. You know, Ed, I'm very upset. We were having dinner the other night. I was having a wonderful time with a beautiful man. And without so much as an apology, you ran off with that sideshow phony. You know, I've recently had a tragedy in my life. Alicia threw herself out the window. Another rooster in the hen house. Take thy beak from out my heart.
Connor?
Kaiser, n'est-ce pas?
Most of the time. I know who you are. Let me tell you about this friend of mine, Adam. Mean kid, bad seed, hurt people.
I like him already.
Well, he got sloppy. You know, crazy. Had a head full of bad wiring. Couldn't keep it straight up here. He was the kind of guy who couldn't hear the train until it was 2 feet in front of him. You know what happened to this guy, Adam? Well, started making mistakes. And then he had this, "Hey, lights out! You want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts!"
Tell me something, friend. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
What?
It's something I like to ask of all my prey. I just like the way it sounds. Never rub another man's rhubarb.